very hard fought because, especially with teams like Sweden and the Netherlands in Group A, none of these teams want to be making it to the playoffs in those lower seeded spots.
Absolutely not. You don't want to be running into either of Sweden and Netherlands early on because even though it's a double elimination bracket, you're pretty much almost guaranteed an elimination early on against those two. Some interesting plays by Karoi there. A self-pass off the cross, or off the post rather, making sure of it on the second time of asking.
And an early lead here for Luxembourg. Would definitely be appreciated by the team in orange. Spain off to not the greatest start, and I think I'm comfortable blaming it entirely on Lioro. What on earth is that vehicle?
Is it has he hit random for the second time today, or is it the same random vehicle? Torres, though, switched off the Dominus. Okay, yep, Lioro's literally hit random for the second time today. That's an interesting preset.
It's kind of toxic from Lioro, and he is perhaps facing his just desserts here as they take an early downturn against Luxembourg. Never mind that preset turning to face the camera, mocking us openly as he finds the equalizer.
Look, maybe this is just how Lioro plays. He popped off in the first series using a random preset. He scored the first goal for his team in this series. Maybe this is just what it takes for him to feel truly himself in a Rocket League car. Eclectic, but skillful. Oh, goodness, that we almost found it. Wilfred with the shot at the last, denied by the defense of Luxembourg.
Well, we said this game was going to be competitive, and it started off as I believe it will continue. One goal apiece here, though Spain with more of the aggression, looking to make it two here. Oh, and Wilfred will just push it all the way through that last defender, the 50-50 favouring the Spanish player and putting Spain in the lead.
A huge dunk there on the goal line. Loris Raptor a little bit stuck for options there. He did manage to get a touch on the initial shot, but when you're in that position, sometimes it's just unavoidable. You're going to get dunked. You've just got to try and minimize the damage, and unfortunately for him, a bit too difficult to get that out of reach and out of the net. Right now, Luxembourg, despite a good early start, finding themselves a goal down before the stroke of half-time, and Spain looking to push forward and find a way to double the deficit. They will be shut down briefly, but it is only briefly. Wilfred, though, beaten to the ball. Big miss here. Kuroi's got a chance to apply the pressure. Can't get around the 50. Lioro gets the clearance and will go over the top of the second defender.
Great stuff here from both teams. Spain definitely feeling like the slightly more confident of these two sides. A little bit of a mishap there between two of the Luxembourgish players to cross over halfway. Spain are hunting for that third goal, and they might just find it. The crossbar deflects it, but not for long. Lioro! Oh, that ball circled the drain for quite a while, but it has found its way home.
Did he get a second touch off? Did indeed. Goodness, call that a double tap off the crossbar and down. That was a spicy little effort, I will say, but we've just crossed half-time. Plenty of that time to go, and Luxembourg looking for the early response from the kickoff. It's not to be, but they don't need to stress too hard. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Very doable from this point. I can see them coming back, especially if they start to up the physical play. Unfortunately for them, Spain dealing well with that particular demo attempt and transitioning onto offense.
2 minutes left, 2 goals in it. Certainly a scoreline that could be turned around, particularly by a team like Luxembourg. Spain don't want to allow that to happen one bit. Karoi using every last drop of boost to find the backboard there. Wouldn't help him out. Loris Raptor has to get back in position, the only one with boost, but it's not going to help. The Luxembourgish defensive rotation crumbles as Lioro, in that hideous preset, finds a hat-trick.
There's something a little bit worse, right? Okay, you're getting beaten 4-1, but when Lioro's scoring in that preset on you repeatedly, it's rough. And I'm not sure I agree it's toxic, as you implied earlier. I'm kind of here for it. But it is somehow worse. I'm not sure. But, oh, Luxembourg almost putting together some play. Price finds an angle. And they look to push forward, but that's another monster clear. Spain have been so good with the huge clears and then the follow-ups. They nearly find a fifth from that exact situation. Here come Luxembourg again, but shut down at midfield by Lioro. Does drop into the center. The demo attempt going. Kuroi instead defending his team's honor with a demo of his own. Luxembourg look to transition out, look to find some respect on their names, but they're now struggling to get 2 touches on the ball, let alone take it down the other end and score a goal.
Well, and they are taking a rare journey into the blue half right now. Luxembourg really struggling to keep the ball out of their own penalty box, and a forced save on the goal line there from Kuroi does manage to keep it out. But for how long as Spain restart their aggression? Lioro's going to find the boost in the corner, keeping that ball pinned in orange territory. Luxembourg just unable to make anything happen in this game. After that first goal, really struggling to just get into gear. It felt like continuous stalling. We are starting to see a little bit of a better worked team play coming out from them now, and perhaps that will give us some hope coming into game 2. But game 1, done and dusted. A very strong performance from Spain.
Yeah, hugely strong performance. And I think a lot of Luxembourg's troubles do come because of Spain excelling. I don't think that this is Luxembourg not necessarily playing up to their standards. I do think this is Spain excelling. I think this is Spain absolutely. Right now, I'm not seeing a path back for Luxembourg just because it's so definitively strong from Spain. I do think, hey, maybe a bump here and there, a demo on the way back, even on defense, is going to help you, especially if it's a second or third man demo. You can find that demo on the second man and then put a clearance over the top of the first. You're in good stead to get the ball out. But right now, it's just so difficult for them to find any kind of resources. And again, consecutive touches on the ball.
Well, Spain at the top of Group B, on the top of their game as well. A 4-1 victory in game 1 against Luxembourg. Let's see. Can the team in orange turn this around here in game 2? Or will they face another clean sweep and really cement Spain's position at the top of this group? It's going to be a tough ask, but if anyone can do it, this team can. Let's see what they can manage. Loris Raptor with that demo in the corner, just buying time for his defense, and I definitely think that that is a good option. Big clear out to halfway. Lioro with the demolition. Going for one on the goal line as well. Won't quite find it. Will find one at the back post. Kuroi taken out of action here as Loris Raptor slows the ball down on the wing. Very professional play from that CRL Worlds player, and he's managed to find the opening goal. Threads it through to Kuroi in front of an open net, and Luxembourg take the lead at the opening of game 2, just as they did at the beginning of game 1.
Hopefully for their sake, they can get on the back of this more earned goal, I have to say. Game 1, it kind of felt like it was a little bit against the run of play, but they definitely pushed forward and set this one up for themselves and really worked for it. We're starting to see some demos coming out from both sides, and that could impact the game significantly, giving Luxembourg a few more areas of space to move into and maybe a few more boost pads to pick up. They really need to stop an early comeback from Spain happening, or else they could be in for another goal route, and that's exactly what Spain do. Would you believe it's Lioro with the equalizer?
Well, he scored a hat-trick in game 1. He's off to that same start here in game 2. A mirror image of the first game so far. Kuroi opening up and Lioro tying up the game. A minute and 40 in. Let's see who scores first. This next goal, critical, and Prize nearly taking a reward there, but unable. Still, signs of life from Luxembourg. This is a much better performance from them at the opening 2-minute mark than they managed in game 1 whatsoever. Torres, my goodness, we haven't had much to say from him yet so far in this series, but Just reminding us, he's here and he can turn it on whenever he likes.
Yeah, interestingly enough, switching back to the Dominus. Surprised after a comfortable win, thought he might continue to go with the more off-brand cars, if you could call it that. But Dominus, I think, is main and looked very comfortable in the opening series of the day. Interested as to why he might have switched back. Maybe to try and take some scoring opportunities from his teammate and really put his foot down as the carry on the team, which I have to say I don't think he has been from what we've seen today. Definitely, possibly the most mechanically gifted player on his side, but it has been Leoro with the goal scored by far. And maybe, just maybe, Torres is looking to get into that, but I tell you what, it doesn't really matter where the goals come from for Spain, because Luxembourg right now have managed to scrape ahead. Spain behind for the third time in the series, but it's been very short periods of time each time. We'll see if this one lasts a little bit longer.
Testament not only to the ability of this orange team taking a lead once again against the top of the group, Spain, but also to the mentality. They were swept in their last series by Wales, and they were beaten 4-1 in game 1 by Spain. A lesser team would certainly have taken a knock to their confidence, but not Luxembourg. They're fighting back harder than ever, and they have reclaimed the lead here with 95 seconds left on the clock, and it seems to have given them a real burst of fuel in the tanks. Can they utilize that to bag a 2-goal lead, or will they be tied up here? Leoro's up at midfield, and he doesn't have the boost to make this work. He dropped it under one. I think the no boost actually helped him out, faked underneath, and Wilfred's there to finish up. That is heartbreaking for Luxembourg.
Yeah, apparently 0 boost was the perfect amount because it just dropped him slowly behind the ball. The defense probably couldn't even see his car and didn't know if he had any extra boost in the tank, so kind of had to respect the fact that he might. In the end, yeah, fakes out the defense and then jumps forward for the bump play, and oh, it's heartbreak for Luxembourg as they give up another lead, this time a little bit later. A minute remaining. Luxembourg trying to tie the series up with a win here. Spain trying to secure it in the sweep.
We're in golden goal territory now here in game number 2. 52 seconds left on the clock. And it could very well be the 5th goal in this game that separates these two sides and either sees Luxembourg tie up the series or sees Spain take it in a sweep. Loris Raptors there to clean up, trying to get this down the wing. Will manage to clear into blue territory. They've lost possession. Prize is going to drop this down to a teammate in the midfield that's taken under one. Leoro's there. Very necessary save at the back line with 24 seconds left on the clock. Wilfred's going to find the wing. Doesn't have any boost and is long way from home right now. Leoro's on the back of a demo. One man left to beat. The pass was absolutely perfect. Loris Raptor couldn't quite get his car around it. And if they're not careful, they might concede here at the back line. But it looks like we may be headed to overtime in game 2. Prize! No! Misses the touch! And Leoro will put this game to bed. Or at least you'd have to think so. 3 seconds left. And Spain take the lead again.
2 words. Kickoff shenanigans. It's the only hope for Luxembourg here with 3 seconds left. Will we see shenanigans? We do, but it's in favor of Spain. Luxembourg needing to go the length of the pitch. Not able to get out of their corner. And Spain take this series 2-0. Again, kind of stamping their authority on it, but it has to be said, Luxembourg with another fight back, just denied at the last, and what a heartbreaking way to lose this game when you've come so close. You come so close to